What is up, everyone? Back here, all Barcelona fans and football fans. I am here again with another rap video of the latest month, and a lot has happened. A lot has definitely happened. I'm gonna try to keep myself short, not gonna be too long. Sorry. Um, we have seen a lot happen surrounding both international football and club football. With Barcelona, there's been a few things. I'm gonna talk about the World Cup qualifiers, last few games that happened, and the situation there. Some happy stuff for me, but not so happy stuff for some other people. But let's just start with the Champions League stuff and all the Barcelona things for now. Um, of course, we did play well against Newcastle. We did our job the way we should do it. We did it properly. Away, yes, that was a tough game. It had a lot. It was rough, of course, but it's always rough going to their stadium and trying to get something there. We saw that already earlier in the season, but now we still managed to scrape by a 1-1 result thanks to a penalty by the end, of course, scored by Lamine Yamal. And that was enough. We take it back. We take it to the Camp Nou, and we'll handle business there. And oh, how we did that. 100%. That was beautiful. The football we played on the night was absolutely incredible. That's how you play football. We smashed them 7-2 on the night. We messed them up big time. It was crazy stuff. So 8-2 on aggregate and total. It was a wonderful display from us. So all the players did well, and everybody played their part. So it was good. It was really really good, and of course we there was some small things that happened. Of course, that a couple injuries, but it's all worked out afterwards, anyways. And of course, we haven't had Kunde or Balde for a while now as well. We haven't had Frenkie de Jong, but all of them are on the way back. Balde and Kunde will be ready now for the next game. But I'll get to that in a minute. But that performance was a statement and a great one as well. That it had everything. It had everything that we needed. We needed to put up a performance like that to really show that we can go out there and do the job right. That we can go out there and actually, be a competitor and contender for this trophy. Um, and actually show promise in it, because it was a rough few weeks before that. Of course, we know February wasn't easy at all. It was just, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. But now we see March worked out as best as it could. We're still first in the league, 4 points. We have done well in the league for the games that we played. Real Madrid they've been up and down, few slip ups, but they still somehow have gotten lucky to keep themselves on these 4 points behind us only. But we still kept the distance, though. We're still keeping the distance of 4 points. But that's why we have to keep that going, especially now this weekend, because there's a game now coming up, and it's gonna be a couple of weeks with a tough schedule with 3 games against Atletico Madrid now. First one this weekend now, tomorrow actually. I'll film this on the Friday. We have a game away at the Wanda Metropolitano, where we're facing them, and their form this season has been a little bit up and down as well. Of course, we know that. They beat us, of course. Remember how they did last time we played against them in the Copa del Rey away when we played at their place. You remember what happened, but still, on the return leg of that, we still got eliminated, but we did win 3-0 on the night at the Camp Nou. So we have beaten them, but we also have lost to them this season, and it's been uh, really tricky to really gauge how they play and whenever they play or not. They're a little bit of a inconsistent side in that way. They have some really good players, of course. You have Julian Alvarez, who we're looking for the summer. To that, of course, they're just running Adamola Lukman, of course, and still have Griezmann there and Sorlot and all that. Like they're dangerous when they can be dangerous. When you let them through, they are very dangerous. When you let them get that chance, and that's what we did in that game when we lost 4-0. That something that can't happen again. Something that we have to avoid happening again. Like that, we cannot be complacent, but I don't think it will be. It's a different thing in the league than to the cups and all that kind of stuff. But these 3 games that are coming up against them, we have to be ready. And it's going to be very, very tough now because of one thing. And I'll get to that a little bit later because of one certain player missing. But we can still do it. Most of the players that are still there are good enough. And there's ways that Hansi Flick can really work around that in a way. But tomorrow has to be a win. Hopefully, in some way. Even if it's just a narrow win. I don't care. Just get the job done, get those 3 points, and then we shift focus to the home game in the Camp next week, where we're facing them again, and hopefully we can recreate a good, proper performance at home. We've been the best at home. We've been at home. We're still undefeated, and this season we've been a monster at the Camp Nou. So hopefully, I'm hoping that we can in that first leg that we can go there and we can get a proper result, score multiple goals, at least get 3 or 4 goals in there and take that to the away game the week after. And hopefully there we can hold off maybe somehow to maybe a smaller result, like a 2-1 or something, or 1-0, or even a draw will be okay. I'll take it. Doesn't really matter. As long as we do the job at home first properly. Then a draw away will be totally fine. But that is the Champions League, how it looks right now. Our opponents on the other side, of course, it's going to be either for the semifinals, either Arsenal or Sporting Club, the football from Portugal. And we'll see how that goes. But we have to get through them when we can. We have the quality to do it. So hopefully we will. But that's that. I'll make another video talking more about it as it comes up. But now to the international break that had just happened and a few things that has affected up and down. We had the final World Cup qualifying matches. And they were definitely interesting because these matches had some potential to really give us some historic moments in a way, but first off, there was the qualifying matches of, I think it was Czechia and Ireland going at it there, Poland and I can't remember exactly, right? Poland facing as well. I didn't really tune in too much into those first other games as much, but they were facing somebody as well. I think it could have been a few. It was some other team, but anyways, Poland went through, Czechia went through, Sweden beat Ukraine, and also Italy beat Northern Ireland, and Bosnia beat Wales. So that was a big moment. Sweden did an incredible job against Ukraine, 3-0, hat-trick from Gyökeres. Great performance there. Poland getting through in a good way, Lewandowski scoring there. I think it was Albania. Yeah, I think Albania. That's what it was. It was all against Albania. and and then on the other hand, Czechia really thumping out Ireland as well. Uh, Very disappointing for Ireland as well. I think it was some penalties too, if I remember correctly, or maybe they just won. It was something like that, but I didn't really fully check into that one. But they at least they did beat them, and went on to face Denmark in the next round. Denmark, who did they beat? I don't even remember. I can't even remember who they were facing. If they faced somebody, uh, can't really remember right now. I think it was something, but anyways, either way, I think it was maybe Northern. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't remember right now. But anyways, they they went through as well, and it would have been. Many people thought that Denmark was gonna win that game against Czechia, but they lost. Surprisingly, they couldn't get the job done on penalties. They went out and that was one of the first big surprising things there. Nobody really expected that to happen, but congrats to Czechia, they got through and they are in the World Cup. Then, secondly, we had Sweden again. Were facing off against Poland, of course. Lewandowski's potential last match. If they didn't get qualified, that would it. And yeah, they didn't. They got beat by Sweden 3-2. 3-2. Gyökeres again scoring in the last minutes there. He's been incredible. Like one of our top players that's been really doing an incredible job recently under Graham Potter. He's done wonders for 100%. And it was a nervy match, of course, but they got the job done. And yeah, we're in the World Cup again, and it's a funny situation. It's like not winning in the group of the qualified, but then getting there. I know a lot of people are complained, and there I'm not gonna comment on that. It is what it is. You know, it's the situation that it is. It's not really Sweden's fault. It's just how the things are. Who would say no to really try to qualify anyways? If it was some of their country doing the same thing, they wouldn't really be complaining, really, either. So it is what it is. But congratulations to Sweden. We are there. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, finally, we have the game of. If I didn't forget anybody else. No, I think that was it, right? It was Bosnia versus Italy. And this was the big one. This was the main one. And this was just two teams that had to prove something, you know? Italy had to prove that they're still got it and were not fully finished. And Bosnia needed to prove that they have what it takes to get there, that they are strong, that they can face off and get to the big tournaments. And wow, there was one team that had the passion, the other one that really didn't. And you would think that Italy will go out and really go all out and try to just run over and try to go full force and do what they always. But yeah, the only thing they went, the only thing out with them is that they went out of the cup. Right, they're for the third time in a row, they didn't manage to make it, and that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy, and they are in a crisis. That whole country, football nation, everything about football in Italy, that is a crisis right there. Not just with the national team, but with the whole normal league as well, and everything. The development of players, the youth development, and the usage of younger players, it's just all going really, really bad. Italian players in general, they don't feel like they can have a chance there anymore. They don't want to play there anymore in that league, and they're going elsewhere. It's totally an absolute mess. and this really cemented it. This really cemented it for sure. They went up 1-0 first through Moise Kean with a thanks to a bad pass by the Bosnia goalkeeper Vasil. He put it out, and I don't remember which player it went out to. It went to some other Italian player, and he put the pass through to Moise Kean, and he scores a very good, nice looking goal. And then after that, we were thinking, okay, now the most talented, we can take this, we can do it. But after that goal, I think that was the only really true thing that they did. After that, they just completely just like gave up, or maybe not completely, but they just started crumbling, right? Of like 15, 20 minutes later, Bastoni got a red card, which as a Barcelona fan now, you're wondering like, ah, we're trying to go for this guy and he does that. But hopefully that was just a one-time thing. Hopefully he doesn't do that. I'm okay with him as a Bosnian. I'm okay with him doing that there. But as a Barcelona fan, I'm hoping that he doesn't do when it comes to us. But after that, yeah, he got a red card. They're playing with one man less, and that just made it worse for them. They couldn't really play the same way that they wanted to play, and they got pressured even more. We kept pressuring on them even more then. And into the second half, we finally got our goal. It was 1-1. And then then Bosnia took it to extra time. And then, all the way to penalties as well. And normally you would be nervous, Donnarumma in penalties. He's always going to be good. We're playing against Italy, he has a good goalkeeper like that. But it wasn't all just about him saving. It's about who takes the penalties too and who scores them. Because he didn't save any of them. They missed two. For great stuff by the youngsters in Bosnia. And all those other youngsters. They all of them stepped up that night. All these youngsters were wonderful. They had passion. They wanted it. But Italy, they fielded the first penalty taker to be a 20-year-old who skies it. He skies it right over. And then you have what was his name? Now I forgot his name. Oh God, I forgot his name now. Oh, I forgot his name. I cannot remember if there's so many similar names. But he plays for Roma, at least. There's that one player. He takes it up. Not usually one of the. I don't know how he usually takes penalties if he's really good at it, but he puts it right up in the crossbar, and then after that, they put it in there first. The only Tonali puts in the only one they scored, right, and then after that, we have. I think maybe Tonali put it before. I don't know which order it was again, but yeah, they miss. We score. We get it done. And we one of our youngsters score, and he puts it in, and that's it. And the last penalty was close. Donnarumma was close to taking it, but it went in, and Bosnia have qualified, and Italy are out. A big moment, a huge moment for both nations, really, for different reasons. For Bosnia, this is a big moment that we've been waiting for a long time, and that we can prove ourselves, that we can really get there, and it's huge, and it was really wonderful to see. I was super happy, and we needed that. We needed that. We needed to come to another tournament again and really show that we have what it takes, that we have that quality again. So this is massive. This is definitely massive. For so many reasons, not just footballing wise, but nation wise as well. Morale, like everything, it was definitely needed. On the other hand, for Italy, this was dooming 100%. This was very, very tough. Very, very tough. And it's gonna remain that way now, and everybody's gonna talk about this. And for them to really get back to their old best from where they were for back in the day, it's gonna take a lot because they haven't been in a World Cup knockout game at all, even since that final in 2006 when they beat France. They haven't been in the World Cup since 2014, and that's when they've lost. Like they were eliminated in the group stage, and the only player that scored was Mario Balotelli. The last player that scored for them in the World Cup is Mario Balotelli. Imagine that. That feels like wow. And it's gonna remain that way for another 4 years at least. So we'll see what happens. If they can qualify for the 2031, I don't know. It's remain to be seen. If they can even get it through to the Euro, that's happening in a couple of years. That's gonna be something. uh, it's crazy. It really is crazy how this has happened to them. This a team that has won 4 World Cups before. A team that just a few years ago won the Euros in 2021. Just how does that happen? They went from very bad to getting up a little bit and maybe looking good again and winning the Euros, and then right back to just going down completely again. It's absolutely crazy. Makes you wonder, how did that win in the Euros even happen? Was that a fluke? Was that just luck? Was something just happened there? Was that individual performance? Chiesa was very good in that game, in that tournament. They didn't even have it now. So maybe it was because of him. Maybe it was because of a few other people. Who knows? Who knows? But that is the situation with Italy. Commiserations to every Italian. It's tough, but yeah, this is how football is, and I'm happy that both my nations have gotten to the World Cup. Last time that happened, so I don't even know when last time that never really that's happened before. I don't think can even remember if they ever been during the same time in a tournament in a Euro. I don't think Sweden was in the 2014 World Cup. Don't think so. No. In 2008 Euros, maybe they're both there. I don't remember exactly now, but it's good. It's good to see for me at least. The part Sweden, the part Bosnian, so it's good. It's good. But anyways, that's gonna do it. A lot of different emotions, definitely for at least few last week. Hopefully, it will keep going good for Barcelona. We have a tough schedule now. Club football is back. International break is done. And I forgot to mention, I feel right. We don't have Rafinha. That's the big thing here. We don't have Rafinha. He got injured in a bullshit friendly match against against France, right? And he played himself there, and that pisses me off so much. Why was he started in that match? It was so unnecessary. I hate international breaks when they have these friendly games. I understand if it's qualifiers. I get that. That's a big thing. But friendly games shouldn't even be a thing. That should not goddamn happen in the middle of the season, in the most important part of the season. Okay, maybe in the beginning of the season, the first half of the season a little bit, maybe I can excuse it, right? Or maybe sometime during the summer, if something is like that, if there's not a walk or something, not a tournament, that okay, I can see that. But during this time of the season, the most crucial time of the season, during when the most important game happen, when the titles are decided, right, when the trophies are won, when they put in and when they decide pretty much who is gonna get the trophies. This is when those type of dumb matches should not happen. And it was even in a neutral ground. It wasn't even that was back in Brazil or in France or anything. It was played in the U.S. It just what are they doing? What are they doing? Why did Ancelotti even start him? That is stupid. First off, and also the Brazilian Federation should they don't know what the hell they're doing. And then we have FIFA having these dumbass matches put like this. And then Also, Rafinha, why did he play so hard in a friendly? I know it's your nation. You want to play for your nation, but why did you go so hard into that tackle, whatever he did, that got him injured? Why would you do that? It's so unimportant. Nobody cares about friendly. Nobody's gonna look at you and say, "Oh, he played incredible in this friendly." Who gives a shit? Nobody cares about friendly games. That's especially now, like when you're a player like him. Nobody's gonna doubt your ability, man. We know that you're good, right? Okay, if I was a youngster or somebody trying to go full for it, they're trying to prove themselves first time in an international game and all that. I understand that, but he doesn't have to do that. He does never have to do that right now. We know that he's qualified. He gets a starting spot in his club, and he plays like incredible. He's the captain, one of the captains for Barcelona, and he's one of our most important players. And he still goes out there and plays himself off like that. It's just so dumb, so dumb. Oh well, this has gone way too long already. Again, I hate that, but well, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below and also subscribe if you haven't done that already. And ring that notification bell to get notified next time a video comes up. And yeah, let's hope the next few weeks brings us some good. Starting tomorrow, hopefully with a win. Thank you for watching. See you guys. Peace. Peace to Barca.